can do, and those of us who can't teach. That's an old adage, and I think that that is a bunch of bull beep. I do my own beeps. I did a video the other day on all the hats that I have to wear as a professional musician, kind of inspiring people that if they want to do this, that they can do it too. And I talk, actively about all the stuff that I do to make this work, to be a professional player. And one of the things I talked about in there was teaching. And one of my friends reached out to me and he goes, I really like the video. Um, but don't you think people are going to think that? What about that old adage? And I said to him, no, I don't think that at all. As a matter of fact, I led him to where I'm going to lead you guys right now. I'm also a writer. I talked about my books out that I have all the time, Drum Up Your Business and The Rhythmic Journey. But I'm also a blogger. I write and put articles up on Medium. If you've never used Medium, or if you do use Medium, I'll put a link to that particular article I'm talking about in the description below. But Medium is a lot like YouTube, a lot of great articles on there for everything. So check out Medium. It's a great, great platform. I digress. But no, I told him no, I don't think that that is the case at all. I think that teaching is a noble thing, and I think it is something that is a calling almost. Now, one of the things I'll do to disparage that a little bit is let's look at just the world, okay, and let's look at some of the great teachers out there. If you are an NFL fan at all, you know the Manning family. You got Archie, the father, and then Peyton and Eli, the two sons. Between them, they have four Super Bowl rings. Peyton has two, Eli has two. And they run the Manning Passing Academy, and all three of them actively participate in the Passing Academy. If you want to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the world, you're going to have to learn. And you go to their academy and learn directly from them. When you want to learn from the best in the world, if you wanted to be an NFL quarterback, or that's what you're striving to do, you would want to learn from the best, right? So there you go. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan actively participates in youth basketball camps, one of the greatest basketball players of all times, and he actively participates in youth basketball camps. In the acting world, Jeff Goldblum, one of the greatest actors, um, The Big Chill, The Fly, Jurassic Park, on and on and on and on and on. And he runs Playhouse West, the school that he founded, right, as to teach people how to act. Um, let's look into the drumming world, right? I'm a drummer, so let's look into the drumming world, right? You have Ralph Humphrey and Joe Porcaro. A lot of people think that they founded MI, they did not, the Musicians Institute, but they came on board in 1980 and wrote the curriculum for PIT, the Percussion Institute of Technology, and later went on in 1996, I believe. I should probably do a little bit of research before I make the video. I think it was 96 that they founded LAMA, the Los Angeles Academy of Music. And the list goes on. I could sit here all day and pull out the greats in the world at Dale Earnhardt's before he passed away, his race car school, right? The greatest in the world run schools to teach people how to do what it is that they do, right? And I think whatever it is that you want to do in your life, whatever vocation you're going into, wouldn't you want to learn from the best? Wouldn't you want to go, if you were going to be a football player, and learn how to throw a football from Peyton Manning, from Eli Manning? Um, so I think that teaching is an incredibly important thing. I think it's a very noble thing. And I don't think everybody's cut out to be a teacher, though. I'll say that. And not that anybody that teaches is better than anybody else. It just, you got to it's got to be a little bit of a calling for you. In the video that I did the other day, I talked about how I got started in my teaching career and how I realized that I could do it, that I could convey a thought to a student, no matter their age level. And now, thankfully, skill level, the years have gone by. I've become a better player, and I've been able to teach a lot of people how to play the instrument in all styles and skill levels. Um, but it takes a lot of patience. It really does. It takes patience with the student. It takes patience with oneself because there's times when I have to learn parts. So that being said, it makes you a better player, right? I have a student right now. She's trying out for. She's going into the college, and so she's starting to do the audition process for colleges. And so she brings me this piece of music, and she goes, "Here, I want to play this for my audition." I'm like, "Good luck." So I had to learn this piece, right? It's a really complex snare drum piece. It's got all kinds of crazy time signature changes and different dynamic markings and stuff all over the place. And so I had to learn this piece. So one of the, I guess one of the selfish reasons you could say to be a teacher is it makes you a better player, right? You learn from your students. Heck, I learn from my students just watching them play. Sometimes they'll play something great and you go, gosh, I never thought of that, you know? So I think as a teacher, it makes you a better player. It also makes you a better communicator. I do a lot of master classes. I do a lot of clinics where I go in and I talk about drums and drumming at different scenarios. Uh, Teaching has made me a better session player, right? I do a lot of recording sessions right here out of my studio. I do a lot of recording sessions, and it's made me a better session player because I've become a better transcriber, right? A student will bring me a song, and I'll listen to it and I'll transcribe it, meaning I write out note for note what the drummer did, the original drummer on the recording, and I then will pass that on to the student. Well, that has helped me in my session playing because I can transcribe songs better now. I can transcribe them faster, right? Um, you learn a lot about yourself as a teacher. So that was the purpose for this video. I just really wanted to dispel any of those things out there. If you're a teacher or you want to be a teacher or you're thinking about teaching a musical instrument, or teaching anything for that matter, first of all, try doing it. See if you can. Um, a lot of times, what I found as a teacher, you'll hit roadblocks, right? A student, like they want to learn subject X, whatever, right? Okay, so I'm going to teach them subject X, but they're not getting it. Well, there's a problem there if they're not getting it. Maybe it's not them. Maybe you're not explaining it well. So you've got to figure out a way to get under the obstacle, through the obstacle, over the obstacle, whatever it is. As a teacher, you have to find a better way to communicate that thought to the student. So it's full of challenges and it's very, 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 very rewarding. I got to be honest with you. You get to live vicariously through your students. I have many students right now, off the top of my head. I can think of three or four that literally I've watched them grow up. They started with me at 8 years old and it stuck, right? They just loved drumming. They loved it and it stuck with them. And now one of them is in college studying music, right? A couple of them are getting ready to graduate high school and go in and study music. I've watched all their successes from their very first concert to one of them, his first recording session, playing gigs with this band. Um, you get to live vicariously through them and you get to share a sense of pride in that student's success. I've had students that have gone on to have incredible recording careers, touring careers. Some of them have moved to Nashville, one of them to New York that I can think of. And I have students all over the world. I've been teaching online forever, way before everything switched to online at COVID. I was teaching on Skype before that, and I still continue to do so. Um, so I get to see students all over the world uh, play better and get better. And again, I get to live vicariously through them. So I love that part of it. So anyway, back to what I was saying a second ago. If you are a teacher or you're thinking about teaching or anything like that, and usually if you're a teacher, that thought doesn't enter your head. I don't think. I don't think that it does. I know it never did for me. Um, but if that's ever said to you, maybe just let it slide because it doesn't matter. That old adage is not true. That is not true at all. So that's my thoughts on that. Speaking of which, I do write. I mentioned a minute ago, Medium. I'll put a link to the particular article on teaching. I'll put that in the comments or in the description below. Also, links for my book, my two books, my two literary books that I have out right now, The Rhythmic Journey and Drum Up Your Business. Both of those are out in both hard copy. You can order those on my website, bartrobley.com, and you can order the digital version on hudsonmusic.com. I'll put links to those in the comments below. And if you want some drum lessons, you can reach out to me. Or if you want coaching, that's another thing of teaching that I do. I coach music students all the time on the music business. Something I said a second ago, getting through your first gig, getting through your first recording session. How do I get my business going as a musician? Doesn't matter what you play. It's not an easy business, but it is doable and you can do it. And I've helped many people with that. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me again at my website, bartrobley.com. I thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next video.